Hey everybody, welcome to What's New in Automation. Today is Monday, December 2nd, 2024. I hope you had a great weekend. If you're in the US, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving Day weekend. You know, I took most of the 4 days off and I feel like my batteries are recharged. So, in any case, I hope you all are having a great day today. And for today's show, I'm going to cover some of the things that we recently covered, kind of give you an update of what just took place as well as cover what's coming up. I get some stuff here that I'll talk about in a little bit, but let's go ahead and get started with what we just covered, what's new and exciting, and I will start by going over and talking about the latest edition of the Automation Podcast. This is where we had Copia come on to talk about their new AI Copilot. Very interesting stuff. If you haven't listened to this, I would definitely give it a chance. The first, I don't know, 20 or so minutes is kind of a review. So if you caught their previous episodes, you could scrub ahead on that. But in any case, I really enjoyed this episode on industrial AI and how it could, summarize a program or document an AOI or convert ladder to structured text and so on. And so that's something we just recently covered. Let's see if this guy's working here. Okay, great. Then the next one I released the same week was migrating your Slick 500 to Soft PLC and Studio 5000. Now, the reason I thought this was interesting is because if you have to do this in a rush, right? If you don't have a week or two for engineering to convert the code from Slick 500 to Studio 5000, right? RS Logix 500 to Studio 5000, Logix Designer, then you may really like this because this is something you can do very quickly, stay 16-bit, and go to a soft PLC. They actually make industrial edge devices that run the soft PLC engine, which is based on the PLC-5, but now they have the SLC 500 importer built in. And I really would appreciate if you guys could give this a like. It's on the Automation blog, it's on YouTube. And I just want to say, just because a vendor sponsors the show doesn't mean we're going to, hide any defects that are in the software or, pretend like everything's perfect. And in this video, you can see, I mentioned all the warts that I've run into, but I also mentioned all the advantages I run into too. Just try to be very honest. What sponsorship means is that there's no commercials, right? And you may ask, well, Shawn, why do you ask for sponsorships? Well, there's no advertising revenue in our industry to make any money on YouTube. You basically have to have millions of views, and there's maybe 50,000 controls engineers in the U.S., right? So who are on YouTube consuming content. So there's the max we could make is $100, right, per video. And this video actually took a couple days to put together. And so by having them sponsor it, we're able to take out all the ads. And I was able to spend 2 days working on this video. And, you may say, Shawn, it's only 30 minutes. Well, it took 2 days to put together that 30-minute. I mean, I started from scratch. I had to meet with the vendor. They showed me this software. I had to download it, install it, figure out how to use it. And, it took a full 2 days to do that show. So if you could, in appreciation for Soft PLC sponsoring that episode, please give it a like. And if you're interested, just contact them and let them know, hey, I saw your sponsored edition of the Automation Show, and hey, thank you for supporting Shawn. So we just can't do that without the sponsorships. It's just negative revenue. As you guys know, this is my full-time life. This isn't something I do as a hobby. My hobby is really my wife and kids and grandkids, so and friends. So a couple nights a week I get together with friends. So. Any likes or positivity you can send their way, an appreciation. And I really enjoyed it, seeing something new and different. And so I want to thank them and all our sponsors who make these kind of deep dives possible, because without it, it would just be, I don't need to say it again. There would just be negative revenue for the company. So in any case, from there we go over to the question of the week. I actually covered 3 questions last week. Now, not this past Friday, that was a holiday. The Friday before. They were all related to a Siemens TIA portal. We're expecting that release to come out this week, I think November 5th. So in any case, today's the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, so Thursday. And we're hoping all the links that are in the presentation become live and that we can get some more details on it. As a matter of fact, I do plan on doing an Automation Minute and Show episodes on that when the full presentation goes live. We kind of got the overview in the previous episode of the Automation Podcast, but I really want the technical details, right? I'm a technical guy, and that's the kind of stuff I crave. I've also sent out, just FYI, I've sent out a message to my contact over at Rockwell to try to get the What's New presentations from Automation Fair. That was a couple weeks ago. And last time I checked on Wednesday before Thanksgiving, I didn't see them online. I actually checked out some of their live streams from the show, and they weren't details or technically rich. They were kind of more like very general. I don't know what audience they were shooting for, but it's not our audience. We want technical details, right? So in any case, I've reached out to them to see if we can get them. Last year, I had to reach out to them as well to get the access to the slides. And thanks to you, we reached over 2 million unique people last year. So I used that in my email saying, hey, we got a lot of people out there who want to know about this stuff. So with that, we get that coming as well. And let's go ahead and go on to the next one here. And okay, so for the members, because I didn't have a lot of questions come in, and I expect the questions to really be reduced. This is what I've seen over the last 10 years. Between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we see everybody's really focused on the holidays and shopping and holiday parties and, buying presents and all that. So we get our questions go way down during the holiday season. So what I did for 2 Fridays ago is I did an after show for the members. And this is where I share my thoughts and reflections on, this was an after show for the Automation Podcast. And so I go through and I take a look and share my thoughts and opinions on what's going on there. And I will have more after shows, as I don't expect to get a flurry of new questions to do a live Q&A like I have been doing for members. So we'll expect that. Now, as far as if any students are watching, check out lesson, I think it's 111. I've postponed doing the office hours. I've seen people stop showing up as the holidays approach. And so I can't schedule one. If anybody really needs to sit down with me, I'll do in public, no charge to students, office hours. But right now I'm not going to schedule anything. And for the new year, I'm going to move them to Wednesday nights. So I think we'll get a lot more people Wednesday night than we will at 6 p.m. Eastern, than we will at lunchtime. It's great that people come out for lunch, but I think we'll get a lot more students available to come for that 1 hour free, student-only Q&A. So just a little programming note there for students. Now, from there, we did have a new podcast I released on Tuesday, which I like to do for Thanksgiving week because, Wednesdays typically, a lot of people work half day or, they're just juggling so many things getting ready for the holiday that I like to release a unsponsored episode Thanksgiving week for our dedicated listeners out there. Thank you all for being members of our audience. But this was a very interesting discussion I had with on manufacturing execution systems, MESs, and really interesting stuff. I got all S95 or SP95 back in the day, trained up by Rockwell when they were getting into the space initially with Bizware. Initial Rascal user when it first came out. Always loved the product. The original historian in plant metrics. Really loved using those products, and of course that morphed into OSI Pi and other things that Rockwell took on over the years. But I really thought it was interesting because Ryan has a lot of experience in our industry at different manufacturers, Tesla, GM, and other places, and so he created an MES package that can do things in a company that can do things that the average MES can't do, except unless you want to spend billions and billions of dollars. So in any case, so it's very interesting. And one of the things that a lot of MES packages struggle with is that manual input and doing both automated and manual together, right? And so they apparently excel at this. I really enjoyed talking to them. We recorded this very late September. It was not sponsored, so members get the video. It's just me and Ryan talking, and then, but still, and everybody gets the audio for free. So in any case, very interesting stuff there. And what's next here? And so as far as new stuff, the Automation School, I'm running a sale starting at 1 p.m. Eastern, just in a little bit, to 10% off anything except for the software that we resell, like factory I/O and PLC logics and those kinds of things. We can't discount that because we're pretty close to just making a little bit of profit on those to cover the expense of processing the orders. But in any case, I'm going to give a coupon out. I haven't even loaded it into the system. That's why I say 1 p.m., not 12, not like noontime. It's going to be Holiday 24. So Holiday 24, it's going to run from 1 p.m. today through the last day of the year. So January 1st, it's not going to work. Now, if you did purchase something in the last couple of weeks and you're like, Shawn, I didn't get the 10% discount, I'm going to do what every retailer does is I'm going to send you the 10% back. So if you have ordered something in the last couple of weeks and you're like, I didn't get the sale, instead of worrying about a return and rebuy, just get in touch with me and I'll go ahead and give you a 10%, either a 10% coupon or something else, or it's hard to credit the 10% because it actually de-enrolls you from the course when I found out that the hard way. So in any case, we'll work something out. Worst case, I can credit 10% and then re-enroll you in the course, which is a long process, but whatever makes you guys happy, I'll do. So 10% off. Now, you can actually buy courses. Most of these courses, you can buy a voucher for somebody else. So this is popular with purchasing agents. Maybe they'll buy, this just happened over the weekend, somebody will buy five licenses for somebody else, right? So they, purchasing agent or engineering manager, they get approval, they'll go and buy the vouchers, and the students, what they do is they go through the ordering process, but they put in the coupon code, and it makes the total come out to zero. So it's a really cool feature. And of course, as you guys probably know, I've talked about many times, I include a free PLC simulator and I've actually improved how this gets delivered with every PLC course I have. So that is absolutely free. I paid a developer hundreds, thousands of dollars to make this for our students so I could give it away free. Great for people who don't have a PLC, who, all they got is a Windows 10 or 11 laptop, And yes, I occasionally get questions about Macs. Yes, you can run Windows on Macs, but you will not find many industrial automation if we look at the entire scope of all the products out there, software products out there for industrial automation, the vast majority do not support Mac OS. I wish they all supported every OS, but that's just where we are today. The other thing I wanted to mention here, if you buy any of the existing courses on sale, you will be able to upgrade to 2025. I'm actually filming these 2025 courses. You'll be able to upgrade for the difference in price. Now, these courses are going to not just be 10 or 15 hours. I expect these courses to be much longer than that, so they are more expensive. But your investment is protected. If you buy a $50 course, you later want to go to a $100 course or a $150 course or an $800 bundle, you can always migrate. Your investment is protected. So I've done this. We've been in business 10 plus years, and I've done this for that whole time. I want you to be invested in. And again, if you're a business owner and you enroll 5 of your people into our group enrollment, and somebody leaves and they've only taken half the courses, we allow you to reset that seat for 50% off, right? So if the student consumes 100% of the courses, well, they've consumed it. But, I know with vendors I used to represent in my previous life for 25 years as a distributor, a technical specialist, people would order a course, the guy wouldn't take it, and they were lost 100% of the money. And we don't want that. That's just, it doesn't seem like it's really good customer service, right? But in any case, I digress. So I wanted to share that. That sale's coming up and at 1 p.m. And we're also making a big push for in-person training. I love doing this. And this is a picture of a room. This is what the Allen Bradley, we don't use the Kinetics. These are very old Kinetics. But you can see we got 5380s. We got a couple 5380s. We got a bunch of 5370s. We got L7s. So actually safety 7s. We also have, so we use these Allen Bradley suitcases. Somebody was getting rid of them at college, so I picked them up. I think it was $300 a piece with really no hardware in them. So we put our own hardware in them. And then we built from scratch, and I will be open sourcing this for all students. We'll get the open source design for these trainers we built in-house. But in any case, these are our new trainers. These are prototypes. So each of them are kind of a little bit different because I was trying different things. But in any case, for the Siemens stuff, and eventually for everybody, because this top board can be removed, We currently have them all set up for the S7 1200, which is almost identical to the 1500. I think I got three 1500s, but in any case, long story short, if you need 1 to 4 people to be trained on Rockwell or Siemens, contact me because really want to try to get that room filled 1 week a month in 2025. We've did 8 different days of training in 2024. Of course, I was building trainers and getting the whole place set up. I don't know if that will ever end, but in any case, I'd love to get you guys out. We typically could do 4 people for a day for what it would cost you to send one person to other training, right? So you can get 4 for 1 or 3 for 1. The last course was 3 people. 1 to 4 people, the price is the same. It's very custom training. So if you want to learn, if you want to learn Allen Bradley and Siemens in the same day, we can do it, right? So let me know. Depending on how far deep we can go, will depend on how fast the students go. And we do also use Factory IO in these lessons, so it's very easy to subscribe to Factory IO. We're actually a Factory IO reseller, so I can walk people through getting started on that and whatnot. So in any case, let me know if you know anybody interested in that. And you can see more pictures here of some of the classes we had in 2024. And all these links will be included in the description. You can see after the show. So you can see the Siemens setup. You can see the Rockwell setup, both with students. Some students like to share. We try to have 4 independent. We do always have 4 independent stations, but some people still like to share because they're newer and they want the guidance from the vets who are in the room. So in any case, so that's that. What else have we got? Okay, so this is where I wanted to go full screen again, and I want to talk about some things coming up that we'll be covering in the coming weeks here before the holidays. That's my plan anyways. So I'm going to start here on the left. So, I had a vendor reach out to me and say, Shawn, we'd like to hire you to test our software with CodeSys. And I have a CodeSys PLC. I have an IFM HMI controller, which they sponsored me to take a look at. And I ran into some troubles with it, but overall, I thought it worked great. And you can see that video. I don't even know what episode it was, but it was very interesting. I've had CodeSys on the podcast a few times, right? And we even had the author of the book of CodeSys come on and kind of give us a preview to his book. Excellent book. He even sent me a copy for the office here. I haven't had a chance to read it, but I'm looking forward to it. But in any case, so I was on LinkedIn and I'm like, I can't find, like, micro PLCs always kind of had like sub $300, right? Now I'm not talking smart relays. I'm talking micro PLCs, right? So that's what I like about, and I'll talk more about this afternoon. But this week, well, let me do this first. This week, I'm going to have 3 episodes of the Automation Minute. So I'm going to have, today we're going to talk about programming the MicroLogic SLC 500 PLC 5. We'll go through what the current prices are, what packages are available, what free trials are available. Then tomorrow we'll talk about the Micro 800. That is a great little, I know a lot of people like it's not Logix Designer, but guys, if you need a small micro PLC, right? Now that the MicroLogics is gone, you should really look at the Micro 800 if you're a Rockwell guy because, it is different. Granted, it's different. But so is Siemens, so is Eaton, so are all the other guys. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we'll talk about Logix. Control Logix, Compact Logix, what's available for starter kits, how much does the software cost today? So we'll be doing 3 editions of the Automation Minute. For members, I already did a deep dive on this on a Q&A a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3-4 weeks ago. So if you guys want to access that right now, I did a really deep dive. I'm going to do 3 smaller dives into that this week. So in any case, and this is based on, I just updated all my courses on those products, Allen Bradley PLCs, with this latest information. So now I have it. And while it's fresh in my mind, I figured I'd share it with the public as well. A little bit shorter. I won't go into as much detail and all that, but just to give you the gist, right? Because if you're in a rush and you want to know what's available, that's what I want to cover with you. But we also have I should mention too, while we're talking about what's new this week, we also have a new episode of the Automation Podcast coming out, on Wednesday. And this is really cool. There's a really rich video content to this as well, because I have Lewis back on to talk about the brand new Siemens S7 1200 Generation 2. And we kind of cover, if you missed the original episode last year, we cover all the basics. But then what we do is he actually has a unit, like a beta unit. And he actually moves his camera around and we zoom in on the terminal blocks and we can see the new design features. And I'm so thankful to Lewis for doing that. That was awesome. If you're looking for a small PLC to try, that G2. Now, again, it's going to be a phase. They can't have everything ready day one. Well, most vendors don't, right? I think one exception was the 5370. Those all just came out and were available. Like, that was amazing. But in any case, the features and modules will come out over time. I think it's better to get the base units out right away than wait another year to have everything done. That's my opinion. You guys may differ on that. But in any case, really cool. Having taught the S7-1200 and worked with Siemens on it, and the 1500, I'm a big fan. Having been 35 years working with Rockwell, I can definitely see the advantages of Siemens. Both products are great. I'm not here to pick winners or losers. Just like Car and Driver covers cars. Here at Insights and Automation, we cover automation products. We're not here to pick winners or losers. But in any case, so we have that coming out on Wednesday. If it is sponsored, that means the video is free to everybody, and it's awesome. We got some really good looks at the new hardware. And I asked Lewis a lot of questions, which, kind of percolated over the last year. So I'm excited about that. I know there's other people who are coming out with new PLCs. Rockwell was supposed to announce a new one, the L9 at Automation Fair 2 weeks ago. I know I've talked about WEG, about they're bringing a new PLC and HMI to the U.S., so I wanted to get them on to talk about that. I don't know where that stands. But in any case, I just, WeanTech, YTech, looking forward to getting them on to talk about their products. Of course, there's new products from Red Lion. We've talked to them about that. We've talked to a lot of people about it. I don't know if people are waiting for, I don't know if the $5.99 we're going to charge in 2025 per episode for sponsorship. Again, we're just trying to cover our costs, and rarely do we cover all our costs. Matter of fact, I got to start outsourcing the video editing because it's just so time consuming. But in any case, let me get back. And then Friday, we will do the question of the week. We have a couple questions that I don't know which one I'm going to choose on that yet. And then I'm going to probably do another after show for members on Friday. So just let you know that if you're a member. But I want to get to some of the other things that are in front of me that I want to cover, hopefully between now and I'm taking the week of Christmas off. My wife and I are going to go visit our new grandson. So number 4, I can't wait to meet him. And my oldest son's first child. So let me get back to what we're looking at here. So I was looking for, what a segue, right? We call it the weave. No, I'm just kidding. We had, I was looking for a CodeSys PLC that was under that $300 range, and I couldn't find anything. And then I kind of reflected. I'm like, with inflation, prices have gone up just so much, right? I remember last time I got a quote from my one of my PLC distributors. I was blown away how much the prices had gone up. And so, hey, that's inflation, right? Get with the times, Shawn. So in any case, but Chris over at Ian, he says, Shawn, I think we have the best CodeSys-based PLC, and it's $420. I'm like, wow, I'm not finding anything in that price. I've thought about, converting, maybe seeing if I could get my PLC Next sample to run CodeSys or my Wago. I haven't gotten very far on that because it takes time. But so they sent me in, I think it was Gus actually. Chris hooked me up with Gus, and he not only sent me in a sample of his Eaton CodeSys-based PLC, and Eaton's a big name. We had him on the show to talk about UPSs and other devices. When they came out with their new next-gen UPS, didn't rail mount UPS. But in any case, so they sent me a PLC, and they sent me a couple of add-on I/O cards. These look like they're brand new in the box. So this is something I'm looking forward to covering, and an appreciation for them sampling this to me. I'm definitely going to do a free, like I'm going to consider it like a sponsored video. So also, you guys may remember I talked about this a while back. I spent $100 of our members' money, which they sponsor us, to pick up an IO-Link module 4.0 for Alan Bradley. It was the only affordable one I could find. I do want to add this to my courses, and I want to do some videos on this. So the deep dive will be members only, and then the automation minute will be a freebie. And then Jeremy Pollard, who you guys may know from LinkedIn and he was on the Automation Podcast when I was doing all those interviews. He's like, Shawn, I got one of these. It's really not for me. You want my sample? I got it for free. I'm like, okay, Jeremy. So we'll definitely be covering this on the show as well. This is an Arduino-based PLC. It's called Portenta Machine Control. And I have no, I've looked at the IDE for the one of the problems was, and we were talking to Industrial Shields and a lot of the other companies about coming on the show and maybe doing some hands-ons and unboxings, but in any case, I don't know what happened to them. But would I buy something like this over this? Yes, every day of the week. But in any case, hey, Jeremy sent it in, so I want to cover it with you guys. We'll do the full blown for members and the short one for everybody. And then I've been looking for a VPN. So I have vendors saying, Shawn, can I remote into your wall of hardware, which is really in boxes right now, but can I remote into your wall of hardware and try out your PLCs? And I'm like, yeah, we could probably come up with some kind of fee to make that happen. But the VPN I have for the office is really for me, so I can access all my computers and servers, right? So I really don't have, and I didn't desire to buy, spend, hundreds if not thousands of dollars to buy this to let people connect to my hardware. So, but I've always wanted to do that so my students can connect to my hardware. My thought process is eventually to have all of my equipment available to my students after hours, right? So 5 o'clock Eastern time comes around PM, and any of my students in my courses, to have them, allow them to remote in to the PLCs, just leave them on, right? And I don't think the electricity will be that much. We'll leave on a sampling. We don't have to leave every piece of hardware on. But in any case, and let them connect and try programming them, across the internet, right? So that is a goal that when I have time, I'm going to do. But in any case, until then, I was like, I need something. And we had Ixon recently on. Actually, we've had several vendors on talking about these VPN devices. Phoenix Contact, Rockwell, oh, gee whiz, I can't remember. I had a whole list I put on LinkedIn. And so the folks from Ixon, they're like, hey, we can send you a sample. It almost got lost. We had to work with the management here, but the building management people. But in any case, they sent it in. This is like an $800 item. And I'm so excited to get this set up. So if vendors want to, hire us and remotely connect to our equipment, we can do that. And maybe in the future, students will be able to connect. I don't know what the throughput of this one unit is, how many people could connect at a time. But in appreciation for the sample, there's no membership fee, which is why I like these guys. You got to check out that episode of the Automation Podcast. There's no membership fee. Like a lot of people charge so much per user per month or per year. So with Ixon, if I remember correctly, there's no fee on that. So I'm looking forward to doing a full-blown unboxing and setup and testing in appreciation for this. Usually I won't do that because the samples end up sitting on, because you're constantly trying to keep the lights on, right? When you're self-employed, so the samples end up sitting on the shelves collecting dust, and I get guilt. But the fact that I needed one of these, really desired to have something like this, and they stepped up to the plate, I just can't thank them enough. So you'll be seeing that coming. That'll be free to everybody as well. So with that, where do we stand now? Let's see. I know I'm going longer than I normally would, but in any case, let me do this, okay? And I think I've covered everything. This is theautomationblog.com. You can see our good friends over at Frameworks X recently sponsored a podcast, so they got their free ad running up there, and pretty cool stuff. We hope to do more with them in 2025. I think with that though, I think we've covered it all. Yeah, I think that's it. So that's what's new in automation. That's what's new at Insights in Automation and the Automation School and the Automation Blog. Do plan to have 3 episodes of the Automation Minute plus an episode of the Automation Podcast between now and Friday. And then on Friday, we'll do the question of the week, and we'll also do probably an after show because I don't think I'll get enough questions this week from the viewers to actually put together a members-only Q&A. So because it's the holidays. So, but that's the plan for this week. And then I covered the top stuff we plan for next week and what's coming, what I plan on covering in the next few weeks. So with that, I am going to go ahead and sign off. I want to wish you guys an awesome day. I'll be back with the Automation Minute probably around 3:30. And but until then, I want to wish you all good health and happiness. And until next time, my friends, peace.